But Tottenham fans are getting in touch, and that's what we want. You're lifting the phone, you want to get on. So, James, you've done that, and you want to come on, and you want to talk about your club, Tottenham. Where are you at, James, this morning with this man, Kane? Good morning.
I'm at, as I usually am, actually in agreement totally with Simon. And Martin Keown has one of the most erudite, articulate, intelligent people that is on talkSPORT. You do talk the biggest load of nonsense I've ever heard this morning. And I think that...
It's opinions, James. It's opinions. Let's hear yours.
Opinion. I think that when Jim spoke about, you were talking about, poor Harry Kane, he's played in a Euro final, which England didn't win. And there we have the nurses who are being offered 1% pay rise, who have been looking after people who have been dying for a year.
3%, James.
You're expecting us to worry about poor Harry Kane, who's on £250,000 a week, who wants to leave a club that he signed a 6-year contract with no break clauses, with this nonsense of a gentleman's agreement, which in law means nothing. I'm sorry, Martin, but you're
James,
delusional.
It's happened up and down the country. Your near neighbours, Arsenal, have had to accept that in the past. When you don't win things, you lose players, your best players. It just goes with the territory. Get over it. Get used to it, because you're going to lose your best player.
I'm happy. I would bite off somebody's hand if they gave 100 million for Harry Kane. I think he should go. Get rid of him. I'm not worried about losing players. I just think that your conversation about we've got to be worried about poor Harry Kane and understand, he's only doing what he knows.
No, I think, James, what I was doing, and I would expect you, James, to... You've enjoyed his play, haven't you, over the years?
You've enjoyed some of it, but Martin, as Simon has said, Harry Kane has had ample opportunity to win the league, to win the Champions League, and he didn't do it. He did not pull the game out of the hat like a Messi, a Ronaldo, a Rooney. I think that Manchester City are getting a good player, but quite frankly, he's past his best, and I would be delighted for him to go, and let's build a better team, a more fluid team. And I think most Tottenham supporters will be glad for him to go.
James, just before you go, do you hope he pulls on a Tottenham shirt this Sunday against City?
No, absolutely not. I think he'd be booed. I think he should not be even near the ground, quite frankly.
But, James, you have to respect what he's done for your football club, no? Surely.
Can't be booed, surely, James. Can't be booed.
James.
I think he would be booed because of the way that he's behaved. I do respect what he's done for the football club, but unfortunately, you can conflate. What I do not respect is the way that he has behaved now. Nobody held a gun to his head, Martin, when he signed his 6-year contract.
I'm not condoning his behaviour, James. I'm talking about the time lag. The holidays, for me, that pales into the background. Okay, the announcement and the timing wasn't perfect, but he's desperate to leave Tottenham Hotspur. That's the end of it.
Okay, James, listen, thanks for the call. Another Tottenham fan, Darren, listening to that. Darren, what do you make of that discussion?
Well, I've got to be honest with you. Morning, Martin. Morning, Simon.
Darren. Morning.
Martin, I know you've probably still got those red tinted glasses on, but let me start like this. When Harry Kane signed a 6-year contract, 2 years ago, whatever, Daniel Levy was obviously holding a shotgun to his head. Is that right? No, it's not. Right. Okay, so let me just make my point, then you can comment. Harry Kane signed a 6-year contract, and I'll tell you why a 6-year contract worked. It worked for Harry Kane to secure him and his family for the rest of their lives. It worked for Tottenham Hotspur because you signed a 6-year deal that if this situation arises after 2 years, the club gets what they want, not what Harry Kane wants. I mean, your wonderfully run football club had a footballer there on 250 grand a week. He didn't play for 2 years, and they couldn't get rid of him. Mesut Ozil. Mm-hmm. So if Harry Kane decides after 2 years, I want to leave, he leaves under Tottenham's terms. And if the terms are, we want £150 million for him, that's the price, or you can't go. Otherwise, there is no...
Darren, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
You agree with them? Simon, you're nodding.
They get the fee they want. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Martin...
We're all agreed on that, Darren.
But if Spurs say to him, one last point, if Spurs say to him, I'll tell you what, we're not selling you this summer. We're of the opinion that next summer, if we decide to sell you, you're worth 100 million quid. And this year, for the extra 20 million quid that we might get, we feel we might be able to get into the top 4, and that's worth 50 million quid. Then what happens then?
And Harry Kane is such a professional. He gets on with it. and he bangs the goals in once more for Tottenham. And you reassess it next summer.
And you move on. Darren, before you move on, do you hope he plays for you against City this weekend?
Do I hope he plays? Listen, as Martin said, do I hope he plays for us? Of course I hope he plays for us, and I'll tell you why. Not for Harry Kane, but it's the only chance we've got of beating them.
Because the previous caller, the Tottenham fan, said, James, if he pulls a Tottenham shirt on against City on Sunday, he'll be booed.
Mate, I couldn't care if Martin Keown played for Spurs on Sunday and scored the winning goal.
Darren, thank you very much indeed for that.